Good morning, world. Okay, I've only got a few minutes here to work before I gotta split. So I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, so what's going on? Well, actually, what's going on is okay, so this is where we're at this point. We got this, so I'm gonna replay this just to get my bearings. It's about 1 minute. And of course, I need to do the soundtracky stuff. Put some music behind it. Most of the sound effects are done. But it does need a little music behind it. So I'm going to have to confer with the queen and ask her what kind of music she's thinking she wants to hear. So anyway. The queen, meaning the boss, meaning the creator of the show, who gets final veto on everything. So let's see here. Looking good, looking good. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll go in sometime later and add a few extra keyframes to smooth a few things out. But basically, I'm liking it. Okay, so here's where we're at. What's got to happen next is essentially some kind of conversation between Akari and the unlucky fella that she has accosted with her short blade. So what I did was I pulled in the character sheet for Kari, and one of the poses just happens to be perfect. So what I did was, happily, my default levels are raster levels, but I was able to take this entire palette from the raster level, these are basically the brushes I like, and just cut and paste them into the Tunes raster level in this version, which is, it's 1.2.1, but it's Jeremy Bullock's Open Tunes Experimental, so it's basically kind of a bleeding edge version. I created a hotkey, Alt F, to turn fill check on and off, so it's really, really quick to make sure things are going to fill properly. I've got just, you can tell I got just a little bit of smoothing on this brush. And when the fill check is on, the brush looks like, okay, I see what just happened. Strike what I was about to say. I meant to be using the pencil looking sort of brush. But that's okay, because I really did need the smoothing on her jawline there anyway. Now, I may change my mind about that because, well, obviously, okay, what we would want to do is probably make this just a little lighter, okay? But I must say, I'm definitely getting more enthused about this project. Getting it, you know, we spent 2018 kind of getting the bugs out of the workflow, you might say, and you know, the unabashed hero of the proceedings turned out to be clearly Open Tunes, because it's worked really well and continues to get better and better. So those of you out there who love the Blender grease pencil and are really excited about Blender 2.8, I have bad news for you. Even if everything is like bug-free and awesome in Blender 2.8, I can't imagine it being better for this project than what I'm getting from OpenTunes. So at this point, I'm an OpenTunes guy. It is what it is. But I will always keep an eye on it. I mean, I've been using Blender since 1999. I've been a Blender guy longer than a lot of you have been alive, okay? So it's not like I'm down on Blender. But, I mean, OpenTunes has really, really started to shine, and I have to really compliment Jeremy Bullock for the work he's done to sort of support the Windows crowd with his builds of OpenTunes. Jeremy Bullock meaning known far and wide, I suppose, as Turtle Tooth. Turtle Tooth is sort of the handle he goes by. And let's turn the... Okay, so what I was going to say about the fill check is that it appears that even if you're using the OpenTunes brushes, when you do the fill check, the anti-aliasing appears to be, it appears to turn off, which is fine. I don't care. It doesn't create a problem at all. But, this is a great example of where it really pays to have your character sheets, so you sort of know in advance what you're after. Now here's where the being able to use the MyPaint brushes on the Tunes raster level is so sweet, because you can get this you can just get these nice more delicate lines going on. And a little bit there I think I want to fix. So this is worth taking the time to really get it right, because I mean, frankly, the dialogue, probably this one pose is going to be used repeatedly. Now I may push in or pull out a bit, but okay, so one thing I probably should check here just to be safe. I'm like notorious, my dyslexia comes back to haunt me, but okay. What we see here, okay, she's got the, and by the way, I am well aware that the look of the sword in her hand looks completely stupid. That's something that's definitely going to be addressed, but okay, so we have a problem. Clearly we have a problem. And the problem is that everything is basically reversed here. That's okay. Let's see if we can fix that in a hurry. Let's save our work just to be safe, and then I'm going to hit the S key, grab all of this, and then I think what we'll do is we'll just put our mouse over this and hit minus and flip it. Well, that was too easy. Okay, so now having done that, I'm not totally sure about the pose, but at least we fixed the problem that we had. Okay, so back to the B key, and obviously she is wearing a nightie. There's no R-rated content here. And by the way, actually, this is another interesting thing, is here you don't actually see the tassels of her hair. Now, is anybody going to think about that or notice it? Yeah, somebody is, and her name's Valerie. She'll notice. So I might have to address that at some point. I wonder if it is switching. Okay, so I actually think we really need to kind of make a command decision about this. Okay, I don't like that at all, but let me just get this right. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the tassels are throwing me. Okay, so I really need to make a command decision. Are her tassels going to be there or not? And I think probably not. Because this is her normal hairdo, and that's why it's on the character sheet that way, but the reality is that's not what's going on here, so not a big deal. Obviously her hair is kind of loosey-goosey. Let's go to this pose here where she's turned around. There we go. Yeah, it's all just kind of falling everywhere, so basically I just need to amend my drawing. There's probably those of you who are going, how in the world could you have made a mistake like that, being that it's all right in front of you? Well, okay, so this is my sense of humor. To me, it would be funny if the ninja said, how did you just do your hair so quick? You probably don't think that's funny. I think it's funny. Okay. So let's go ahead and just keep an open mind. Okay, let's leave that in there. I'm gonna just put another layer over top of it. I wonder if it won't give me the default palette, which is kind of a bummer, but that's okay. So we'll go here and just cut and paste those in and hit save. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn down the opacity on this level and modify the hairdo here. What really should be going on is something like this, and her hair should actually just be falling back behind her because she just got out of bed. So I'm sure if I ask Valerie does she think it's funny if her hair was actually too perfect and the ninja like literally says, how in the world did you fix your hair so quick? That's for me to know and you to find out, Buster. Okay. So how are we going to take these two levels and like combine them? Well, probably what we'll do is we'll cut and paste. Okay. But if we take that out, so anyway, now I've got the pieces to do it both ways, and then we can decide later how she wants the hair to be, you know, which is kind of important, admittedly. I'm thinking if this really happened, you'd have something like that. You'd have a little bit of hair drifting over. Maybe let's just say, for the sake of argument, not on that side. So with that, unfortunately, I have to quit because I got to split in 4 minutes. So anyway, more later.